What if I told you that the legendary M1 Abrams tank, hailed for decades as the unrivaled titan of battle, is on the cusp of an extraordinary transformation? Imagine witnessing the dawn of a new era in warfare as the M1E3 Abrams, an upgrade so revolutionary it could reshape battlefields, rushes into action sooner than anyone thought possible. What's fueling this rapid evolution, and what secrets does the M1E3 hold for the future of combat? In a bold move in early September, the U.S. Army launched a comprehensive market survey aimed at American industry, seeking to gather critical information for the mass production of this next-generation battle tank. This outreach, managed through government channels, marks a pivotal step in bolstering the industrial capabilities necessary for the M1E3's production. Although this survey does not guarantee contracts, it signals a serious commitment to revitalizing the Abrams line. You may think the M1E3 is a sudden revelation, but this tank has been on the drawing board for over 2 years. Initially, the Army planned to advance the Abrams with the M1A2 SCPV-4 upgrade. However, a dramatic redirection took place on September 6, 2023, when the Army scrapped the M1A2 SCPV-4 and shifted focus entirely to the M1E3. Reports indicate that a 2019 Army Science Board assessment played a significant role in this decision, emphasizing the need for next-gen combat capabilities. This report called for a staggering investment of $2.9 billion over 7 to 8 years, paving the way for a fifth-generation combat vehicle packed with cutting-edge technology. Picture hybrid electric drives, advanced munitions capable of hypersonic maneuvers, and integrated armor that combines the power of artificial intelligence with robotic vehicle partnerships. What other secrets lie in wait, hidden within the innovative armaments of the future? Major General Glenn Dean pinpointed an urgent concern: the old M1A2 SCPV-4 could not enhance its capabilities without compromising its structure and weight, an adaptation that runs counter to modern warfare's demands. The harsh lessons learned from ongoing conflicts, especially in Ukraine, have underscored the need for tanks that are agile, adaptive, and capable of integrating advanced protective measures. However, even the early stages of the M1E3's development have not been wasted. The Army has promised that the new model will carry forward the best features of its predecessor, boasting a modular architecture that allows for rapid upgrades and reduced resource requirements. As the Army inches closer to bringing the M1E3 from concept to the battlefield, a game-changing partnership with General Dynamics Land Systems is set to redefine what modern warfare looks like. What if the M1E3 is not only about fresh paint and upgraded features, but represents a fundamental shift in military strategy? The contrast of its predecessors reveals that even colossal chains of tradition can bend under the pressure of urgent needs in contemporary combat. By harnessing advanced technologies and integrating them seamlessly into its design, the M1E3 aims to emerge not just as a tank but as a symbol of an advancing era in battlefield dynamics. With an accelerated timeline for production and deployment, is the M1E3 truly the future of armored warfare, or just another iteration of a fiercely competitive legacy? As these groundbreaking changes unfold, the implications for military effectiveness and readiness hang in the balance. The M1E3 may redefine what it means to be behind the gun, ushering in a generation where each battle could very well tilt the scales of history. What remains to be seen is just how this storied combat vehicle will adapt to the evolving landscape of war, and if it can sustain its reputation as the world's preeminent battle tank. The Army is poised to unveil a new chapter in armored warfare with its innovative variant of the Abrams tank, known as the M1E3. A crucial 2019 report emphasized the evolving needs on future battlefields, driving the military to pursue this state-of-the-art initiative. Notably, the blueprint for this advanced vehicle is rooted in a $2.9 billion program spanning 7 to 8 years, aiming to revolutionize combat capabilities. This formidable tank is set to include a hybrid electric drive mechanism, allowing it to conserve fuel like never before. Imagine tanks moving silently, almost like ghosts, as they glide across the battlefield. Advanced features such as an autoloader and state-of-the-art main gun will elevate its firepower. Envision munitions that maneuver through the air at hypersonic speeds, delivering precision strikes on enemy targets, while integrating cutting-edge AI technology that adapts in real time to threats presented in the field. The M1E3 is not merely an upgrade, it is a reimagining of modern warfare. Yet, amidst these forward-thinking advancements exists a sobering truth. The Army recognized the M1A2 SCPV-4 program's limitations, as highlighted by Major General Glenn Dean. In his words, the Abrams tank had reached a plateau, unable to increase its capabilities without incurring additional weight. This critical insight was honed by the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, where the lessons learned stressed the need for integrated protection systems and adaptable designs. It's a stark reminder of the harsh realities soldiers face every day. However, the thought behind the M1E3 isn't entirely new. The preceding development work on the M1A2 SAPV4 wasn't wasted, rather, it became the foundation upon which this new tank will be built. The M1E3 is set to incorporate the most effective features of its predecessor while complying with new modular design standards. This will allow for rapid technology upgrades and lesser resources, ensuring the Army can build a lighter tank without sacrificing its effectiveness in combat. In the near future, as early as spring 2024, General Dynamics Land Systems, GDLS, will receive a contract to kick off the preliminary design work for the M1E3. The partnership with GDLS, known for its relentless innovation in Abrams technology, suggests that the military is not just checking off boxes, they are committed to leading the charge into the future of warfare. The clock is ticking. With plans set in motion, the dawn of the M1E3 is on the horizon. How will it change the landscape of battle? Will this mighty tank live up to the expectations placed upon it, or will it encounter unforeseen challenges? The answers lie in the coming years, as the military prepares to face both age-old and new threats head-on. Previously, we saw the U.S. Army take a decisive step toward bringing the M1E3 Abrams tank from concept to battlefield reality. In spring 2024, General Dynamics Land Systems, known as GDLS, was awarded the contract to define the tank's requirements and start designing its next chapter. But what makes this upgrade truly groundbreaking? GDLS, the minds behind the original Abrams tank, revealed a game-changing prototype called Abrams X back in October 2022. This wasn't just another tank, it was a glimpse into the future. Imagine a hybrid electric engine that slashes fuel use by half, an unmanned turret outfitted with an autoloader trimming the crew down from 4 to 3 soldiers, and armor combined with advanced AI that can prioritize threats and link directly with unmanned aerial vehicles. The Abrams X also shed about 10 tons compared to current models and could communicate seamlessly with drones, proving these innovations weren't just dreams, they were now achievable. Fast forward to May 1st, when the Army publicly committed to fielding the M1E3 Abrams, catapulting the modernization timetable ahead of schedule from 2030 to as soon as 24 to 30 months. This urgency signals a bold new approach, cutting through layers of red tape and old-school risk aversion to deliver a tank that is lighter, tougher, and smarter, ready to face tomorrow's unknown threats today. But what triggered this urgent shift? General Randy George, stepping in as Army Chief of Staff, refused to accept the decade-long waiting period typical of military programs. Presented with a 65-month rollout plan, he demanded that the timeline shrink by more than 2/3. According to Dr. Alex Miller, the Army's Chief Technology Officer, George understood that the old slow, cautious acquisition process simply can't keep pace with lightning-fast tech evolution or rapidly shifting battlefield realities. How would the Army achieve this almost impossible acceleration? Could the Abrams M1E3 truly transform armored warfare, or would it stumble against the relentless pressures of innovation and bureaucracy? The clock is ticking, and the stakes have never been higher. In the landscape of modern warfare, time is the ultimate enemy. As conflict zones evolve, outdated procurement processes become severe bottlenecks, jeopardizing the military's readiness and efficiency. Imagine waiting 8 long months for critical assets, like the Abrams tanks, to reach the battlefield in Ukraine. This delay starkly reveals how tangled the U.S. military procurement system has become. Can a dinosaur of bureaucracy possibly keep pace with rapid technological advancements? Dr. Alex Miller, Chief Technology Officer, reflects on this unsettling reality, noting that sticking to traditional acquisition policies could cost lives in circumstances dominated by urgency and innovation. Miller challenges the status quo, advocating for a dramatic shift toward an agile procurement philosophy that empowers industry leaders to innovate rapidly. What if we could destroy the chains of bureaucracy, he poses, suggesting that giving developers the autonomy to Lego together components could expedite military capabilities significantly. The Army's new contract with General Dynamics Land Systems focuses on quickly adopting high-tech features like advanced active protection systems and AI-assisted targeting. Have we found the secret ingredient for battlefield success? With the new M1E3 Abrams, the military is not just contemplating but integrating revolutionary capabilities directly from the beginning, no add-ons. The lessons learned from Israel's trophy system have shaped a vision for an unstoppable tank that won't compromise on functionality and speed. As the innovations take shape, The stage is set for a shift in the very foundation of armored warfare. Could this be the dawn of a new era? The way ahead appears radical. GDLS has been empowered to streamline decision-making, freeing up resources to promote swift adaptations. This isn't just about building a tank, it's about creating a living, breathing weapon system that can evolve with real-time threats. With an unprecedented focus on speed, the Army aims to tackle a pivotal problem: can we reduce crew sizes while boosting effectiveness? These questions aren't just theoretical, they become life-and-death realities in battle. As the U.S. Army forges ahead into this uncharted territory, the potential of the M1E3 Abrams signifies more than just a mechanical advancement, it's the embodiment of a strategic rebirth. Will this revolutionary approach finally allow military forces to outpace their rivals? Only time will tell as they strive to outmaneuver both their enemies and the relentless clock. In the whirlwind of military innovation, the M1 Abrams stands as a titan of power on the battlefield. For decades, this main battle tank has reigned supreme, frequently updated to embrace cutting-edge technology. Now, we're on the brink of witnessing its most significant evolution yet, the M1E3 Abrams. As production accelerates, we might see this battle beast roaring into action sooner than many anticipate. Flashback: picture a sun-soaked battlefield where the thunderous rumble of tanks shakes the ground. The air is thick with the smell of burnt fuel and gunpowder, the distant sounds of explosions echoing in the background. Its formidable presence commands respect, but new realities in warfare demand more than just firepower, they require resilience, agility, and superior technology. The U.S. Army, in a decisive move, signaled a new chapter in tank warfare by launching an extensive market survey aimed at U.S. manufacturers. This initiative, a game-changer, seeks insights to boost the industrial capacity necessary for the forthcoming M1E3. It's not merely talk, this marks a pivotal step in transforming vision into reality. But wait! Just 2 years ago, the Army was preparing to enhance the Abrams through a variant named M1A2 ACPV4. Suddenly, on September 6, 2023, leadership pivoted, abandoning that path. Why? Insights from the Ukrainian conflict highlighted the urgent need for a tank that could adapt swiftly to emerging threats without the burden of excess weight. Now, the M1E3 development is unfolding. Inspired by a 2019 report that championed an advanced combat vehicle with revolutionary capabilities, imagine a hybrid electric drive system, automated loading, and AI integration that meshes seamlessly with unmanned vehicles. These innovations shift the focus from sheer firepower to smart warfare. But can the Army pull this off without a hitch? A new acquisition strategy allows for rapid decisions and adaptive design. The weight of bureaucratic delays must be lifted. Critics argue the timeline to deliver these tanks in less than 3 years is overambitious. However, the Army fuels confidence with its dedicated budget, promising continuity in production as it transitions from the current models to the high-tech M1E3. Amidst the hum of innovation, General Dynamics Land Systems takes the lead, promising to harness the spirit of flexibility, customizing components like a child with building blocks to forge a faster, more enduring tank. The next evolution isn't just lighter, it's engineered for the future of combat, ready to face threats like drones and integrate with an array of military intelligence systems, all while ensuring soldiers remain a step ahead. As we delve deeper into the upcoming era of armored warfare, one question looms: will this agile approach truly redefine the battlefield? Or will it merely scratch the surface of what modern combat demands? The race is on, and the stakes have never been higher. The world waits with bated breath as the M1 Abrams evolves, a harbinger of what's to come on the battlefield of tomorrow. For years, the M1 Abrams has stood as the pinnacle of main battle tanks. With each upgrade, it has absorbed cutting-edge technology, pushing the limits of what a tank can do. Now, a groundbreaking transformation is on the horizon. But why is this evolution so critical for the battlefield of tomorrow? The U.S. Army is making strategic moves to reinvent its armor, recently kicking off the development of the M1E3 Abrams. This ambitious initiative is crucial for modernizing the Army's fleet amidst the rapid evolution of warfare. Could this new tank change everything? In a key step taken in early September, the Army released a major survey to gauge industrial capabilities, aiming for mass production. This is not just a formality, it's the opening act of an elaborate plan. There is no denying that the M1E3 project has been in the works for some time. Initially, the Army aimed to enhance the existing M1A2 ACPV4 variant. However, that plan was swiftly abandoned. Could this signal a more radical change than expected? A pivotal report by the Army Science Board in 2019 highlighted a path to transform tank development. The M1E3 will not merely continue the legacy of the Abrams, it aims to incorporate revolutionary technologies, such as hybrid electric drives and advanced autoloaders. Imagine hypersonic munitions and integrated armor systems working in flawless unison. The new design aims to harness artificial intelligence, enabling real-time cooperation with drones. How will this impact battlefield strategies? Major General Glenn Dean has acknowledged the urgent need for a lighter tank to adapt to modern threats. Lessons learned from Ukraine emphasize that outdated systems can't keep up with evolving conflicts. The M1E3's modular architecture promises quick adaptations and technological evolution. The aim is to create a tank that sits more lightly on logistical burdens while enhancing survivability. This is not merely an upgrade, it's a fundamental shift. The concrete actions following the M1E3 announcement set the stage for its realization. By the spring of 2024, General Dynamics Land Systems will kick off initial designs for this futuristic machine. Their prior work on the Abrams X prototype has yielded essential features, from weight reduction to unmanned turret configurations. This makes one wonder, how much could a mere 10 tons change the dynamics on the battlefield? On May 1, the U.S. Army made a bold commitment to deploy the M1E3 earlier than anticipated, expecting service entry within 24 to 30 months. What does this accelerated timeline mean for the Army's response to imminent threats? This newfound urgency might indicate a willingness to break through traditional bureaucratic barriers, pushing for immediate advancements. This strategic pivot aligns with General Randy George's vision, urging the Army to embrace technological risks to adapt to evolving challenges. Bureaucracy can be a cumbersome opponent in war, especially when threats emerge so rapidly, so what does it mean to cut through the red tape? To ensure success, collaboration with industry partners will foster a mutually beneficial relationship, enabling quicker implementations of groundbreaking technologies such as integrated active protection systems and advanced targeting assistance. Will this partnership redefine how armored forces engage in combat? However, it remains to be seen whether such an aggressive timeline can deliver tangible results. Can the Army meet its ambitious goals? Yet, with a dedicated budget, the dream of the M1E3 seems tantalizingly close, promising continuity while retiring older models gracefully. At a slower pace, the M1A2 SAPV3 will continue its production, yet this model is limited in adapting to future battlefields, like battling drones and integrating with advanced fire systems. This highlights how essential the M1E3 is in redefining land warfare as we know it. The story of the Abrams is a tale of relentless innovation, and as the M1E3 prepares to take its place on this crowded stage, it raises an electrifying question: is the next generation of warfare about to be unleashed with the roar of this iconic tank? The story of battlefield advancement isn't just about power, it's a thrilling tale of innovation and warfare evolution. For decades, the M1 Abrams has stood as the undisputed champion among main battle tanks. Empowered by a series of upgrades integrating cutting-edge technology, this war machine is now poised for what could be its most groundbreaking transformation yet. With the U.S. military ramping up production, the introduction of the new M1E3 Abrams could happen much sooner than anticipated. Imagine this: in early September, the U.S. Army took a decisive leap towards the next generation of armored warfare by soliciting feedback from American manufacturers. This wasn't just a routine inquiry, it was a detailed look into how industry partners could facilitate mass production for the future Abrams tanks. This call for information set the stage for a significant shift in battlefield capabilities. Did you know that the vision for the M1E3 was already taking shape 2 years prior? The Army had initially aimed for the M1A2 CPV-4. But just as the winds of change swirled in the air, on September 6, 2023, that project was abruptly discontinued. Resources were shifted towards developing the M1E3 instead. Why the sudden pivot? A 2019 Army Science Board report highlighted the urgent need for a fifth-generation combat vehicle, equipped with astounding capabilities like hybrid electric drives and integrated armor systems. As twists go, the M1E3's story is filled with unexpected turns. General Dynamics Land Systems, builders of the original Abrams, was contracted to begin work on the M1E3's design. This early involvement points to the necessity of flexibility and modern response times. Imagine a tank weighing 10 tons less, yet with sophisticated communication setups enabling coordination with unmanned drones. Fast forward to May 1st, when anticipation reached a boiling point as the U.S. Army confirmed its plans for fielding the M1E3. A new timeline means the tank could enter service in just 24 to 30 months, a significant acceleration from the initial 2030 projection. Why the urgency? Recent conflicts have underscored the need for faster, more adaptable forces, revealing the friction between innovation and bureaucratic lag. In an exhilarating twist, new acquisition strategies are giving more power to program managers, pushing for rapid upgrades rather than cumbersome approval processes. Can you hear the clanking of gears and see the dust rising from the production lines? The pursuit of efficiency is becoming almost tangible as the Army aims to embed advanced technology from the very start. But with this accelerated timeline, will the promises hold true? The idea of rolling out the M1E3 within 3 years seems ambitious. Yet, bolstered by a dedicated budget, the Army remains optimistic about the future entrusted to the M1E3. The contrasts are striking. The M1A2 SAPV3, a worthwhile upgrade, will continue its production. However, can it truly satisfy the requirements of future combat realities when weighed against its predecessor's groundbreaking advancements? Stay tuned, because the saga of the M1E3 Abrams is just beginning. Each twist in its development story mirrors the battlefield evolution it is designed to conquer, reshaping the landscape of warfare with unforeseen potential. For those keeping score, the innovations poised to emerge could redefine what it means to be a contender on the battlefield. The M1E3 is not just a tank, it's a symbol of progress, a beacon illuminating the road ahead in the complex world of modern warfare. After a heated battle between automotive giants Chrysler and General Motors, countless design twists, and endless debates over weaponry swung like a relentless pendulum, the first two prototypes of what would become the legendary XM-1 Abrams tank roared to life at a ceremony in Lima, Ohio, in February 1980. But how did this battlefield titan earn its name, and what made it such a game-changer? Initially, the designation XM-1 described the tank's prototype phase. The final name Abrams honored General Creighton Williams Abrams, Jr., a towering figure in U.S. military history. Imagine a man who navigated the chaos of World War II as a tank commander and later rose to be Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army in the early 1970s. Abrams was not just a leader, he was a visionary, fiercely pushing the Army toward a new era of armored warfare. His passion transformed this tank from concept to crushing reality. Interestingly, the Army originally planned to name this machine after General George C. Marshall, another World War II hero who became Secretary of State. Yet, fate intervened when Army Secretary Howard Bo Calloway unveiled the Abrams name years earlier, sealing the tank's legendary moniker. The ceremony itself carried symbolism. General Abrams' widow smashed a champagne bottle against the barrel, bestowing the first tank with a blend of reverence and celebration. Early production stumbled but soon surged ahead. By 1985, an impressive 2,374 units had rolled off the Lima assembly lines. Between 1984 and 1986, a special batch called the IPM-1, standing for Improved Performance or Improved Protection, added almost 900 more tanks to the count. But the real transformation came in 1985 with the debut of the M1A1 upgrade. The M1A1 was a battlefield beast, packing enhanced features that reshaped armored combat. It introduced a pressurized NBC system to shield crews from nuclear, biological, and chemical threats. A rear bustle rack boosted the stowage space for supplies and personal gear. Its redesigned blow-off panels improved survivability against blasts. Most strikingly, the M1A1 was armed with the mighty M256 120mm smoothbore cannon, capable of punching holes through enemy armor with terrifying precision. Over time, at least a dozen variants emerged. Among them, the M1A1SA UKR stands out. The official U.S. designation for M1A1SA tanks transferred to Ukraine under a foreign military sales program. These Ukrainian Abrams pack cutting-edge upgrades, forward-looking infrared, far-target locate sensors, tank infantry communication phones, advanced data systems like FBCB-2 and Blueforce tracking to boost battlefield awareness, plus a thermal sight mounted on the formidable .50 caliber machine gun. But the evolution didn't stop there. In 1991, the next major leap arrived, the M1A2, a version that would redefine tank warfare once again. What revolutionary innovations did the M1A2 bring? And how did this iconic powerhouse continue to adapt through decades of combat challenges? The answers lay just beyond the horizon, where history and technology merged into unstoppable force. Summary of the previous part: in a dramatic pivot from the past, the U.S. military once produced a staggering number of 8,800 M1 Abrams tanks between 1979 and 1993. This translates to an average of 840 tanks per year, highlighting a stark contrast to today's production rates. Imagine a scene where armies clash, a cacophony of roaring engines and thunderous blasts reverberating through the air. This is the stark reality we may face should war erupt between the United States and formidable foes like Russia or China. The U.S. would struggle to ramp up tank production to the dizzying heights of the early 1990s, an arduous challenge even with the SAPV-3 models. It begs the question, can America truly muster the might it once had? Witness the hurdles that Russia has encountered in its own attempts to surge output. Despite claims of producing 200 to 300 T-90M Prorit tanks, their pride, it took years of effort just to reach that elusive level. Meanwhile, the ambitious T-14 Armata remains stuck in development purgatory, with only a handful of prototypes emerging a decade after its announcement. This context underscores the significance of the recent industrial survey conducted by the U.S. Army. This vital step aims to pinpoint competent suppliers who can furnish essential components, think line replacement modules and intricate electronic assemblies. By organizing these suppliers in advance, the Army is taking proactive measures to streamline the production of its cutting-edge M1E3 Abrams tanks. But beyond mere logistics, this program is a response to the brutal realities faced in contemporary warfare. The M1E3 promises upgraded protection, enhanced mobility, and advanced digital systems tailored for the complex battlefield of the future. As the Army aims to balance formidable combat power with longevity, it prepares to meet challenges head-on in environments where danger lurks around every corner, stretching into the 2040s. Despite their success on the battlefield, the older Abrams tanks in Ukraine have revealed vulnerabilities against modern threats. Could it be that even the mightiest armored vehicles are no match for the relentless evolution of warfare? As we ponder the urgency of adapting military capabilities, the clock is ticking. Will the U.S. rise to the challenge, or fall behind in this game of technological catch-up? For decades, the M1 Abrams has been hailed as the pinnacle of main battle tanks. With numerous upgrades, it has retained its dominance in military technology. Now, an extraordinary overhaul looms on the horizon. The M1E3 Abrams is set to make its debut sooner than anticipated, poised to redefine the landscape of warfare. A recent market survey by the U.S. Army has set the stage for this new evolution, indicating a serious commitment to ramping up production capacities. In early September, the Army took a bold leap forward, reaching out to American manufacturers for insights into their capability to produce this next-generation tank. While not a formal contract, this initiative is integral to preparing for the mass production of the M1E3, marking a pivotal moment in military development. The program isn't entirely new. The M1E3 was introduced 2 years ago, marking a strategic pivot from previous plans to enhance the M1A2 ASIP-V4 model. On a fateful day in September 2023, the Army announced the cancellation of the M1A2 upgrade plan, opting instead for the M1E3, inspired by a comprehensive assessment of future battlefield dynamics. This shift reflects a significant investment in modern warfare technologies, with a prospective budget of $2.9 billion over 7 years aimed at crafting an advanced combat vehicle. Features like hybrid electric propulsion, upgraded armor, and the integration of artificial intelligence are all part of this ambitious vision. Knowing the battlefield's fierce demands, particularly illustrated in Ukraine, the Army recognized that old vehicles would not suffice against modern threats. Hypersonic missiles, advanced drones, and loitering munitions have transformed combat environments into perilous arenas. Consequently, the new M1E3 is being designed to withstand and outmaneuver these evolving threats. The M1E3 will boast extraordinary armament, featuring hypersonic rounds and innovative anti-tank munitions. Its enhanced armor is crafted specifically to counteract the incredible advancements in both drones and guided weaponry on modern battlefields. It will incorporate AI-assisted targeting, which sharpens situational awareness while also reducing its thermal and electromagnetic signatures. This innovative tank is not just about survival, it is also about supremacy on the battlefield. As the U.S. braces itself for potential clashes with formidable rivals like Russia and China, the need for cutting-edge technology to prevail in these conflicts becomes paramount. The M1E3 promises to deliver both the offensive and defensive capabilities necessary for dominance. With a focus on maintaining robust domestic production, it is evident that the Army is determined to ensure that this new iteration of the Abrams remains a force to be reckoned with. Now, as the first prototypes are set to roll out, a shocking twist awaits. Can the U.S. military truly bring the M1E3 to the field in less than 3 years? Will it withstand the relentless pace of emerging warfare challenges? As developments unfold, the future of modern combat hangs in the balance. Stay tuned for thrilling updates as this narrative continues. For decades, the M1 Abrams has stood tall as a symbol of armored might, widely regarded as the best main battle tank in the world. With each technological upgrade, its prowess has only expanded. Now, a monumental leap forward is on the horizon, the M1E3 Abrams. This game-changing version promises to redefine what a tank can do, but will it be enough to secure America's dominance on future battlefields? In early September, the U.S. Army kicked off the next evolution of armored warfare by launching an extensive market survey, seeking partners in American industry to forge the M1E3. This vital request aimed at assessing the capacity for large-scale production of the new Abrams variant, representing a significant step in its industrialization effort. But what's driving this change? A blend of meticulous planning and lessons learned from recent conflicts has pushed the Army to rethink its approach to tank design. 2 years have passed since the concept of the M1E3 first surfaced, following the cancellation of the M1A2 CPV-4 variant. The shift to this new tank was inspired by a report calling for a $2.9 billion development effort for a fifth-generation combat vehicle, equipped with advanced capabilities. Imagine a tank boasting hybrid electric propulsion, autonomous systems, and state-of-the-art protection measures. The battlefield is evolving, and so too must the vehicles that dominate it. The M1E3 is designed not only to survive but thrive in a landscape where threats are increasingly unpredictable. With AI integration and robotic vehicle compatibility, this tank embodies cutting-edge innovation. Notably, the pursuit for maximum efficiency has led to a reduction in weight nearly 10 tons lighter than its predecessors, aiming for agility without compromising firepower or protection. The new tank's foundation rests on lessons drawn from the ongoing war in Ukraine, emphasizing a need for adaptable and integrated systems to counter today's rapid threats. The excitement escalates as General Dynamics Land Systems, the original creator of the Abrams, begins the initial design phase for the M1E3. Their innovative Abrams X technology prototype serves as a crucial reference point, showcasing advancements such as an unmanned turret and enhanced communication with drones. Will these features redefine tank warfare? In a recent bold move, Army leadership announced plans to expedite the production timeline significantly. The M1E3 is expected to enter service in the next 24 to 30 months, a staggering acceleration compared to projections made just a few months prior. But this daring timeline raises questions. Can bureaucratic traditions be surmounted to deliver a new generation of armored protection in such a short span? As the Army progresses with the M1A2 CPV-3 at a slower pace, it seeks to keep the wheels of modernization turning despite fiscal pressures. After reaching peak production decades ago, the current output of tanks now lags far behind, producing just a fraction of what once was. This begs the question, how will America meet its obligations and expectations on the global stage when the clock is ticking? With the landscape of modern combat shifting beneath their feet. And with the world watching, this remarkable machine could redefine the rules of warfare. Military leaders must grapple with the realities of a fast-paced and unpredictable future. Will the M1E3 Abrams be the next great defender of liberty, or will it struggle against the quickening tide of battlefield change? As whispers of innovation blend with the sounds of industry ramping up, the saga of the M1E3 has only just begun, and the world watches, awaiting the moment this titan enters the fray. The M1 Abrams has long reigned as the world's premier main battle tank, renowned for its lethal capabilities and advanced technologies. Its legacy is set for a dramatic enhancement with the imminent arrival of the M1E3 variant. This new iteration promises to revolutionize how we think about armored warfare. So, what makes this tank so extraordinary, and how will it redefine the battlefield? In a landscape where every innovation counts, the U.S. Army has taken crucial steps to prepare for the next generation of combat. Recently, a comprehensive survey was issued to U.S. manufacturers, signaling the Army's readiness to ramp up production capabilities for this formidable machine. Following years of planning, the focus has shifted from the abandoned M1A2 CPV-4 project to channeling resources into the M1E3's development. This shift highlights a military eager to adapt and evolve. The original plan for the M1A2 was scrapped, with September 2023 marking a pivotal announcement redirecting efforts towards a new creation. The impetus came from a pivotal Army Science Board report advocating for a futuristic fifth-generation combat vehicle. The aim? To construct an Abrams with groundbreaking features, including a hybrid electric drive, advanced weaponry, and advanced protective measures. Imagine the roar of the battlefield as this next-gen tank glides into action, equipped with AI-enhanced targeting systems and reduced thermal signatures, eluding enemy radar. With capabilities to pair with robotic systems and a lighter frame, the M1E3 promises unparalleled firepower and survivability. The U.S. The stakes are high, and with the world watching, this remarkable machine could redefine the rules of warfare. The era of the M1 Abrams isn't just evolving, it's on the brink of a revolutionary transformation that could reshape what we know about combat tanks forever.